The earliest version of Mickey and Minnie Mouse becomes public domain today.
Artists are free to use the iconic mouse however they like, and filmmakers are wasting no time. Horror comedy film Mickey's Mousetrap. The movie turns the friendly mouse we know and love into a blood-crazed killer.
Did you hear about this? They said you're going into the public domain.
I heard, but I'm not worried about it. This almost happened a while back, but I got out of it.
Okay, but it seems like it's really gonna happen to you this time, Steamboat Willie. I realize that this isn't Steamboat Willie. He's got gloves. Steamboat Willie doesn't have gloves. He has different eyes and he's missing his hat, but it's close enough and I already own this doll, so I'm gonna use it.
People have been making crazy versions of me for years. What makes this any different?
Yeah, they can do it without Disney's permission. Before it was just under the table. I get you're not scared or anything, but what if this whole public domain thing actually happens and you change, become a whole different mouse? I think we should go on a little vacation. I was thinking the Bahamas or Hawaii or something like that. Something a little tropical. Get a little aloha going.
Not interested. What about Anaheim?
Anaheim? Of all the places, Anaheim?
Yeah, that be his place on Earth. You ever heard of it?
Fine, let's do it. Okay, I did some research and Mickey has a little bit more to worry about than I thought. The public domain that everybody's talking about refers to content that is no longer protected by copyright laws. That means the public, or literally anybody with a crazy idea, can use Steamboat Willie in their own creations without asking Disney for permission or having to pay them a dime. But he doesn't seem that concerned. Current copyright laws state that you can have your copyright for 95 years. Disney and Steamboat Willie just came up on that 95th anniversary. But it's important to note it's just this version and not every version, just Steamboat Willie. All right, I gotta get packing.
Make sure you pack the chips. Laptop? Okay. Chips? Woohoo! Okay, let's go. Shaving my face. Gotta shave my face. Looking young. Don't want any grays.
Alright, Mickey was right earlier when he said he avoided this in the past. Back in the 70s, Disney's Steamboat Willie copyright was going to expire based on the 1909 Copyright Act. This act stated that a copyright lasts 56 years before it enters the public domain. That means that Steamboat Willie was originally set to hit the public domain in 1984. This led to Disney lobbying for the Copyright Act of 1976. But for corporations like Disney, this act extends the life of the copyright for either 100 years past the day it was created or 75 years from the date it was published, whichever ones come first. But this only gets us to 2004. What happened after that? That's where the Sonny Bono Copyright Extension Act comes into play, also referred to as the Mickey Mouse Protection Act. This added another 20 years to copyrights, which means this takes us all the way to 2024 with Steamboat Willie. But don't feel too sad for Disney and their prized possession going to the public domain. There are some huge hits that Disney took from the public domain. Think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Aladdin. The key is that Disney's portrayal of these stories is still their properties. You can make your own version of Aladdin, but you can't copy the characters and the designs from the Disney movie. So in reality, the public domain helps you create something new off of an old piece of work, but then it gives your new piece of work 75 years of copyright from the date that it's published. All right, I'm going to make sure that Mickey's getting ready and he's good to go.
Splash, splash. Disneyland, here I come. Okay, I'm ready.
Copyright protects things like books, movies, TV shows, but eventually that protection runs out. The key with copyright, in this case, is to make sure that it's clear and obvious that Disney did not produce whatever you create with Steamboat Willie. In the case of the horror Disney movie, it's pretty obvious that Disney didn't make that. Trademarks, on the other hand, are used for logos, symbols, brand identity, and these never run out, unlike copyrights. So that means, like Disney's logo, they're never going to lose that. Coca-Cola is not going to lose that little script font that they got going on. Those never expire. It's only copyrights that do.
Wow! What kind of car did you rent for when we get there? Please tell me it's a minivan. Huh? Get it? Buckle up for safety. No minivan. It'll do. castle, of course. Balloons with my face on them. This trip dwarfs in comparison to my last trip. Haha. Good night, Mickey. It'll all be fine, don't worry. You're right. There's nothing to worry about. Good night, Boris. See you tomorrow. Welcome to the public domain. Join us. Join us. It's my time to shine. Nighty-night. Oh! Boom. Bam. Bow.
Ever since that day, Mickey hasn't been quite the same, obviously. But at the end of the day, he's still an old friend and he's in the public domain now, so anything goes. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.